Hey guys, Jacob with Jacob Comics. Alright, we have a really fun episode tonight. We're going to be reviewing Immortal X-Men number 2 with that really cool cover. And we're going to see if the bad magic lady comes to get him. I forget her name, I'm sorry. And before we get completely dived into Immortal X-Men number 2, I do want to let you guys know about my 200 subscriber giveaway. Now, when we hit 200 subscribers, we're going to be giving this book away. It's the Joker number 1, Mark Brooks variant cover. And all you have to do is like, comment, and be subscribed to the channel, and that'll enter you to win. And it's a really cool cover with the Joker hanging out with Punchline, driving his car, looking all crazy. And not only are you going to win the book, if you win, you're also going to get a cbcs sticker, which is the Comic Book Community Awards. And that's kind of like the Oscars for YouTube personalities like myself. And a comic book channel much bigger than me is going to win that, but I'm trying to spread the word, and you guys should check that out on Brian LCS's channel. Now, there's a couple things we always go over before we get completely dived into the issue, and let's cover those. First off, I want to let you guys know we're going to be going heavy into spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled for Immortal X-Men number 2, that's your warning. The next thing is we do want to shout out the creative team, because without the creative team, we wouldn't have a comic book. So let's go ahead and do that. We have Kieran Gillen as the writer, Lucas Wernick as the artist, David Curiel as the color artist, and VC's Clayton Cowles as the letterer. And there is a foreword here, which gives us kind of a team breakdown as well. And that says, the island nation of Krakoa was founded under the idea of mutant sovereignty and is governed over by the collective known as the Quiet Council. The departure of Magneto has left a seat open, and many mutants, including Selene Gallio, have been vying for the spot. However, her campaign for the position was unsuccessful, as Hope Summers put forward her own name for candidacy. A poor winner and even worse loser, Selene has made her displeasure at this decision well known. Meanwhile, amid the chaos, Sinister continues to scheme, as we saw in the last issue. And yes, Selene, that's the magic lady. And so we have the Autumn team, which is Professor X, Hope Summers, and Destiny. We have the Summer team is Nightcrawler, Storm, and Colossus. The Spring team is Emma Frost, Sebastian Shaw, and Kate Pryde. And the Winter team is Exodus, Mr. Sinister, and Mystique. And to start, we show Selene, like at the end of the last issue, having summoned this giant monster. So the giant monster is there, destroying the gateway. And says Krakoa. So good news, bad news. Good news, they voted me onto the council. Bad news, now this is my problem. And that's obviously Hope Summers thinking. And so then Professor Xavier says, Selene, animating the Araco Gate into a monstrosity out of a fit of pique is beneath you. This is... And Selene says, consequences, Charles, just consequences. I'll leave you to stew in them and be in contact when you've had a chance to reconsider. And then we see in London, welcome, Selene. As promised, Coven Akaba offers you the protection of Her Majesty's government. Can we do anything to make you comfortable? And Selene says, how do you want to pass the time until Krakoan resolve crumbles? Well, as we are in England, I'd love an Earl Grey. Either the tea or an actual gray-haired Earl. I'm not picky. And then so we see Hope, and she's like, the instincts are still there about being a leader, and she's kind of, getting everyone in line, like, Proteus do this, and M do that, and Sync do this, you know what I'm saying? And she's like, my hand moves to a pistol that isn't there. Why did I stop carrying? When did I get so soft? That's over now. And we see Magneto approaching Storm, and he says, while I know the captains will handle this, I suspect a show of strength by the administration would be timely. Both the present administration and the outgoing. I suppose it's lucky I didn't just leave in a huff, yeah? Storm says, "You're better than that, Eric. And you were never going to leave quietly. You'd want something for people to remember you by." And Magneto says, "You think me so cynical, Storm?" If I had to sum up Krakoa, I'd say it's about us being stronger together, community and teamwork and all of that. I mean, Storm and Magneto are two of the most powerful people alive. Either of them could deal with this by themselves if they tried. So Magneto comes in and says, "There. Enough ferrous metal is piercing the creature. It should help distribute the charge more efficiently, whenever you're ready." And Storm says, "Why, thank you." But when they work together, and you see Magneto's stuck like all these metal spikes from all over into this giant creature, and Storm hits it all with electricity and kills the thing, and so then they say, it wouldn't be the X-Men if we didn't have complications, and they're kind of like listening to Destiny's mind, and there's some sort of distortion, and she says, "Just stop." And Magneto and Storm say, "Selene's beast is reforming. It needs another charge, Aurora." And so then we see that the beast lurches up, and the crowd I'm leading does the sensible thing. It panics because it like the thing just reforms itself, and so kind of a bunch of the X-Men start freaking out, and she's like, "Hope, you must come with me. You are too important to risk yourself. You are the Lamb of Krakoa." And Hope says, I'm not leaving anyone behind." And the purple or pink faced guy, he says, "Even I can't protect them all." Hope says, "You can't, I can. Your gift means you're more powerful the more people believe in you. So I can." And he says, "What?" And Hope says, "You didn't know? When we first met and I took your powers, I just saw it. Sorry, I'm a crappy messiah." And he says, "You speak to me, and it is a revelation. You speak to me, and I see myself clearer. You speak and show me a path from which I've strayed. There is nothing crappy about you, Messiah." Hope says, "Okay, knock it off. Yeah, I'm pretty hot stuff. But my thing is mimicking powers. And people believe in me much more than they believe in you, right? So together, Exodus thinks," that's the pink faced guy, sorry. "Exodus thinks I'm a messiah. I'm not having that. But he did say I was such a key part of Krakoa and that I had to be on the council. Part of me hates that I couldn't find a way to disagree with him. And Dad didn't raise a shirker. No complaints, sit up straight, save the world. I guess that makes me a believer too. Just not like Exodus. He's nuts. He's not exactly alone in that." And Mr. Sinister says, "Oh, poop, must save the day. Open the gene closet. Heh, I make some jokes, and people presume I'm a joke. Some of the thickos may even forget some of the gifts I once gave myself. It's a shame I have to remind them exactly what a sinister can be. Fight not with monsters, in case you become a monster. Pfft, niche, I was an idiot. If you fight with monsters, you should become a monster." And Mr. Sinister hits himself with something from his lab, as you can see here. So he picks it up from his lab and injects himself with it, and it kind of goes full Jekyll and Hyde. And let's see. And he says, "The best and biggest monster you can." And so the sinister monster is in there, and Professor Xavier's like, "Oh, Essex, what are you doing?" And Mr. Sinister says, "Hero stuff. You know how it is." As he beams from his diamond on his forehead into the creature, and kind of grabs him up. He has Wolverine claws going on, and snakes him into the creature, and takes it away. He calls it a kaiju. He's got to get it clear, and takes it all the way out to the ocean and says, "That should slow you down a little until you reform, and oh my, what an impressive rate of regeneration. You're going to be back to chewing up people soon enough, and I'm still out here. I don't suppose you want to talk. No more of an eater, I bet. And so Nightcrawler kind of bamps him back to shore, and so they kind of gather and they're like, "What are we gonna do?" All the heroes, you know what I'm saying? What are we gonna do about this big monster, right? And Destiny says, "Hope, I wanted a word. I have found a vision. At 1907 Greenwich Mean Time, Celine will step by a window in London. I have ascertained its address. She will stand there for a second, and then she will die." Hope says, "You see probable futures, not certain ones. What are the chances of this happening?" And Destiny says, "I dare say significantly higher after this conversation." Hope thinks, "I do wonder why she asked me. I have a competitive streak. You could not march an army down, but I'm not stupid. Destiny's married to Mystique, but she could pull this off. But, well, not like this. I walk close enough to magic to take what I need. And then I have seconds. My gift lets me use the powers I take as well as the people I lift them from. But this trick is with the discs is only half of it." And so we see that she's jumped through a portal. She used magic's powers to open up a portal to where Celine's gonna be in front of a window, and she takes her gun and she's like, "Should I take it? Should I take this shot? Not many people could make this one. It's nearly impossible. You need to be trained from birth by the greatest soldier of all time to pull this one off. Thanks, Dad." And thinks a bullet wouldn't normally kill Celine with all the vampire-y, magic ward, external bull. There's this new metal we found, Mysterium. All manner of fancy effects, but most of all, anti-magic. I'll spare you the conservation of momentum tricks I had to pull to avoid splatting. Yo-yo teleportation. It's undignified. That said, there's plenty of undignified to go around. Arbor Magna. And so we see Celine being resurrected from the egg again because she died, and Hope's standing there waiting for her and says, "Welcome back, Celine," and then just starts into her and hands her off to Exodus and says, "She's all yours, Exodus." And thinks Celine is a pretty mean telepath, but if you come out of the eggs confused, he takes control, finds the monster off button and presses it. The gate monster disintegrates and flies back to where it should be. Magic. Pfft, job's done. There was an opportunity, and this is back at the Quiet Council. Hope says, "There was an opportunity and I took it. I broke none of our laws." Celine stomped all over them in her goth boots. And they're like, "It was a huge risk. You should respect this sacred land." And Professor Xavier says, "I have a question, Hope. Would you bring Celine back if she were at the top of the queue?" And she says, "I think we should table that discussion for now." And thinks in her head, "Best fancy voice, Summers. Nailed it." And then she says to Exodus, "I hope now you realize I'm not the Messiah. Jesus didn't shoot anyone through the head." And Exodus says he did not. "This is another reason why you're a far superior kind of Messiah. And Hope Summers says, "Knock it off, you." And Sinister says, "Hate to be the voice of caution, but I'm not sure. The power was significant. Perhaps it's worth bringing Celine back just to find out how she did it." And and Destiny says, "I don't think that ends well for you." And so then we see Mystique and Destiny walking off, and Mystique says, "Oh, that was almost fun. I missed this. I missed everything. What's wrong?" Destiny says, "I don't know. That creature was a living disruption in time and space. I've felt queasy ever since. It's not going away. I haven't felt like this since over a century at least. I'm thinking of a bed, a summer." "No!" And she starts to fall to the ground, grasping at her throat, just like Sinister did in the first issue. She says, "You're a ghost. You're a ghost. You're a ghost." as Mystique watches in horror. And so, I don't know, guys. Is Destiny's dying again? I mean, they can resurrect her and stuff. I think so. I don't know what the big deal is, but I'm like that's part of this mystery too. Happened to Sinister, now it happened to Destiny. Someone's killing people. I'm not sure. And when they die, they're like, "You're a ghost. You're a ghost." I mean, I'm definitely invested right now in what's going on in Immortal X-Men. Kieran Gillen's weaving a good tale and using a lot of characters that I definitely have been a fan of for a long time. And so yeah, I'm definitely like curious what's going on. You know what I mean? Like who is randomly killing people and why? And I'm sure we're gonna figure that out. The artwork by Wernick is really good too. I love his facial expressions and detail. It's just another one of those books that I kind of look forward to every week, and yeah. So I give Immortal X-Men #2 a thumbs up. Um, I definitely recommend it. I think it's a good read right now, and yeah. Remember, guys, if you watch this far into the video and you like this kind of content, hey man, um, you know, click the like button, subscribe, and comment on the video, and that'll enter you to win the Joker #1. Maybe you'll win a free book and the CBCA sticker. All right, guys. Um, we'll see you next time, and if you want to help the channel out, click the link below and shop on my eBay store. All right.